Hello beautiful humans, my name is Taryn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Woo, today might be a long video, besties. And some of you I know are gonna love that, and some of you I know are gonna watch until I start the video and they're gonna click out, and that's okay. And that's okay. Today, what we are doing is going through my entire physical TBR, and I am going to do my predicted star ratings of them. I feel like it'll be fun. I feel like it'll be hard. And I don't know that I'm ready, but I have my Diet Coke with a lemon, and let's get into it. Now, I will say these are going to be in absolutely no order because, I mean, you just saw me just putting them in stacks. Those stacks had no rhyme or reason to them. So, you know, we'll see. All right, let's get to it. So, first we have The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory, maybe. My boss actually gave this to me. I think she bought it for herself. I don't know if she read it or not. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. So I'm gonna say a 3.5 star, which most little cute rom-coms are for me. So 3.5 star. I vow to take thee as my date, to pretend to have and to hold, from rehearsal dinner to reception end, till Sunday do us part. Okay, dang it. It's a fake romance. It's a fake relationship. It might be a 4. Next we have The Proposal, also by Jasmine Guillory, another book that my boss was just like, here, read this. I'm honestly confused by the back, so I'm gonna stick with a 3.5 for this one. I have The Girls in the Garden by Lisa Jewell. So I actually read a Lisa Jewell book last year. What was it? Then She Was Gone, and I loved her writing and I loved that book. So when I found this at a used bookstore in our area, I automatically picked it up. I'm pretty sure one of the girls dies in this garden and they're trying to figure out why. Most thrillers I give a 4 star, so I'm gonna say my prediction for this one is a 4 star. I don't know, something about thrillers, you know, like the beginning half of it, just because they're trying to like write the story for the thrill that's coming up, it's just like boring to me. Sorry about my dog's barking. The Roughest Draft by Austin Sigmund Broca and Emily Wibberley. Gosh, I'm so sorry. The pronunciations of half of these authors is gonna be terrible. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll just apologize in advance. Okay, so this has actually been sitting on my TBR for probably a year now, and I've just heard such mixed reviews on this book. And I know it's about like writers falling in love. I mean, you can literally get that from the cover. And I'm just scared that no one is able to do that like Miss Emily Henry is. So I'm gonna say a 3.5 star, and that's literally if I ever get to it. I feel like this would be the perfect summer read, but I just can't, I can never get myself to pick it up. Next we have The Casanova by T.L. Swan. This is the 3rd book in the Miles High Club, which is all about the Miles brother. Which one is this one about? Miles brothers, sorry. This one is about Elliot, who, dang, I don't remember anything about these brothers, but I think I've given the last 2 in the series like a 3 or 3.5 star. So I want to say that Elliot is the funny one, so maybe I'll give this one like a 3.5 star as well. I mean, I'm really hoping that they get up to a 4 star, but just something about these, like the women in these books have just been so whiny to me, and I haven't been able to give it any more than a 3.5 star. I really do hope this one is more, so maybe I'll predict a 3.75. All right, next we have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, and I know that this book is so raved about. I know, I understand, and it's still been sitting on my TBR for the freaking longest, like probably around the same time that I bought The Roughest Draft, I bought The Kiss Quotient, or was sent The Kiss Quotient, or I was sent to The Kiss Quotient. I think that this one is going to be a 4.25 star. Maybe even higher than that because of just like the ravings that I've heard. But something in my mind is just telling me not to pick it up, so I don't know that it'll be a 5 star, you know? But I think it'll be close. 4.25, 4.5, that's what I'm feeling for this one. The next 2 that I am about to show you, I was sent by the authors, so I don't really know anything about them, but I'm very grateful that I was sent them. I got The Devil of Dublin by B.B. Easton.
Wait, I need to read this like soon. Okay, I'm gonna read the back for you guys. This says, I can't remember anymore if my grandfather's eyes were blue or green, but I'll never forget the way they wrinkled at the corners when he laughed at one of his own jokes, or the way they sparkled with mischief when he told me tales about the magical creatures that dwelled in the forest behind his humble Irish sheep farm. Shy fairies who like to eat tea biscuits, cruel witches who like to eat children, a moody lake spirit with a taste for expensive gifts. As a child, I believed every fantastical word, but when he warned me about the mute boy who also lurked in those woods, the one the priest had declared to be the spawn of Satan himself, I refused to listen. Kellen wasn't evil. He was kind and beautiful and special and hurting. He was my friend, and with every summer I spent stolen away with him in those enchanted woods, he grew to become so much more. But when I returned to Glenshire as an adult, grieving and engaged to someone else, all those legends quickly morphed into nightmares. My grandfather had been right about everything, especially the boy. If only I had listened. This sounds real good.
This sounds really good. So we're gonna say 4.5 star. I was also sent Release Me by Jay Kenner. This, I don't know, the cover of it gives very 50 Shades vibes, which I haven't read since I was in high school. So I don't know that I even rated those books, because that's not something that I was like thinking about, was like rating a book when I was in high, especially not those books, you know what I mean? But it's giving 3.5 star vibe, 3 star vibe, if I were to judge by the cover alone and what I'm relating it to. I'm just gonna pick up these as a whole and do these together. The After series by Anna Todd. Now, when I bought the series, I bought it because it was like ridiculously cheap on Amazon for the entire box set, and then I come to find out that it's like a fanfic of so many people are gonna kill me. One Direction. Holy hell, I could not think of that. Fanfic for One Direction. Now, I was never a One Direction girly. I mean, like, do I watch every TikTok that Harry Styles comes up on now? Yeah, obviously, I'm not blind. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I did not know the books were this massive. Like, this middle book, that's ridiculous. It's fine. I haven't also watched the Netflix series, which I didn't know was a thing either, or Hulu or whatever the series is on. I never watched that, and people say that it's not very good, so don't watch it anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping that if I'm putting this much time into an entire series, it's going to at least be a 4 star. So that's what I'm going to guess the ratings. Next, I have Stolen Air and Bloody Air, both by, right? Oh no. Stolen Air, Bloody Heart, both by Sophie Lark. I believe these are both, yeah, these are both part of the Brutal Prince series. Brutal Prince? Brutal Birthright series, which I gave Brutal Prince, which was the first in this series, a 3 or 3.5 stars, something like that. I'm hoping that these are better, just because I know that Sophie Lark can write better than what I thought the Brutal Prince was, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of hoping these are both 4 stars. These are both about characters that I really liked in the first one, so I'm hoping for 4 stars for both of these. We'll keep up with our series just for, I mean, while it's right here. I have Addicted to You and Ricochet, which are so highly raved about on Bookstagram, on TikTok, on BookTube. I swear everyone that is a reader has read this series. I don't even know what the series is called. Is it just the Addicted series? The Addicted Calloway? Is that what it is? If this is not 5 stars, then I'm suing everyone that I've ever heard talk about these. And I don't particularly mean like this book is 5 stars, this book is 5 stars. I mean the series as a whole. If I'm not absolutely addicted to this series, just like everyone else is, I'm gonna cry. And I will not trust a single person ever again in my entire life. I will say the people who I've seen read this nowadays isn't rating at least this first one a 5 star. So I feel like it'll be like one of those gradual things, like where it gets better and amazing, and this world that I like can't stop thinking of, and like characters that I can't stop thinking of. So as a whole, I would think that the series is 5. These 2 books in particular, I'm gonna say 3.5 and a 4 star. We then have Mile High and The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This is a part of a series as well. I know that this one is a hockey romance. I really don't know anything about this one. I just knew that it was the second one in this series, so I bought it because I have a problem. I think this is gonna be 5 stars, hands down. I don't have any other thoughts about this besides the fact it's going to be 5 stars. It has to be. And I kind of think the same way with this one, The Right Move. Yeah. Oh, okay, I might have lied. This one is basketball. So I'm gonna bring that one down to like a 4.25. I don't understand basketball. I could give 2 craps about basketball. So 5 stars, 4.5. I then have Vipers and Virtuosos and Oaths and Omissions. These are both by Sab R. Miller. This is a part of her Monsters and Muses series. The first one that I read was Promises and Pomegranates, and I gave it, I think, a 3.5 star. It was good, but like it was very much portrayed as a Hades Persephone like retelling type of thing, and it was very much not that at all. Besides the fact that they tried to force the whole, he is like Hades, she's like Persephone, like that part annoyed me. But if it was not portrayed as that, that's not the word that I'm trying to like think of, but that's what's coming to my head right now. The word portrayed is not what I'm trying to, marketed, I guess. If it wasn't marketed as that, and if they kind of left out the Hades Persephone thing, I think I would have rated it higher. Because it was a great Mafia romance and it was forced marriage, but because of those like little things, I couldn't give it higher than a 3.5 star. But I think that now that I know it's just mostly Mafia romance instead of a retelling, I'm gonna say, or I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I'm gonna give these higher. I think I'll give this one, well actually, okay, I think this one is still gonna be like a 3.5 star. I don't know why, it just gives those vibes to me, but I think Oaths and Omissions is going to be higher than that one. I think that this one is going to be a 4 star. I couldn't tell you why. I actually don't know these characters. I don't remember them very much, but it's fine.
These next 2 books no one is going to be happy about.
Be nice to me in the comment. Exodus and The Finish Line by Kate Stewart. I read Flock last year. I hated Flock. I think I gave it a 3 star because I didn't want people to hate me. But I didn't like this book. I really think that I would go back to it and give it like a 2.5 star because the men, disgusting. The girl, annoying. And I hate feeling stupid. I hate feeling lost. That feeling gives me anxiety. In that entire book, I felt stupid and lost, and I hated every single second of it. So I don't have any high hopes for these books. And I will also say that I ruined this book for myself. I did look up spoilers because I don't honestly know that I'm gonna read these. I might actually just put all 3 of them on Pengo, but I also know that the people who wanted me to read Flock and this whole series are gonna hate if I do that. So they might just sit on my shelves for a little bit longer and we'll see if I ever pick them back up. But if I had to guess, 2.5 star, maybe 2.75, because I do think that it'll make me cry. So I can give it that 0.25 extra. And I think that this one, I would give like a 2, because I've even heard that the people who like this is their least favorite. So those are those. Next, I have Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. And although I have been super excited to read, well, I used to be super excited to read this, I'm like 97% sure it's a high school romance, and I don't particularly love high school romances. In fact, I DNF'd the last high school romance that I read, so if I ever pick it up, I don't know that I will, because y'all know how Miss Penelope Douglas does you dirty when you read her books. Her writing, oh my Lord have mercy, you know? I do think though that if I got over the whole like high school romance aspect of it, I would probably give it like a 3.75 star. Next, I have Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, and if this is not 5 stars, again, I will never trust anyone on TikTok, Booksta, or YouTube ever again. I've heard this is going to make me sob my ever-loving eyeballs out, and I am so excited to eventually get to it. So 1000% 5 stars. I then have Black Ties and White Lies by Kat Singleton. This has been so hyped on my Booksta. I literally want to take my entire TBR, forget about everything, and read this book. But you know, you guys know that I like to make my monthly TBRs. Maybe I'll just put this on next month's TBR. I don't really know much about it, even though it is very highly talked about on Bookstub. But like sometimes I just, you know, you just forget. Like you see so much shit on Instagram, it's insane. I do think that I remember though that there is 5 chapters of just like straight spice in this, and I love that for her. I love that for her. So I think this one's gonna be like a 4.75 star. I don't know if it's like more smut, less plot type of thing, but hopefully it'll give me that 5-star feel. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna say 4.75, 4.5, and we'll see what happens. So this is Glint by Raven Kennedy. I believe this is the second book in the Plated Prisoner series. I just read Guild, which is the first one in this series, in my Reading Fantasy for a Week video, and I gave that one 3 stars, but I do have much higher hopes for the second, third, and fourth book in this series because people say this is when it starts to really get amazing. I do think this is only going to be like a 4-star read, maybe 3.75. Like I definitely think it's going to be better than the first, but I think the third and the fourth book in the series are going to be absolutely amazing and what takes it over the top. This one, I still feel like I heard that like the first half is very epilogue-ish or prologue-ish, very boring kind of things, but then it gets really good. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with like a 3.75 star for Glint. I then have Most of All You by Mia Sheridan. Mia Sheridan is the one who wrote Archer's Voice, which I loved but also found very cringeworthy. I think I gave that one like a 4.5 star. That book, the emotions that I felt while reading Archer's Voice was insane. I remember slamming my book closed and throwing it across my room at one point, and if you've read Archer's Voice, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I know that Mia Sheridan can write, and she can write really freaking well. So I do think that this one is going to be at least a 4.25 star, even though I don't know anything about it at all.
Diet Coke break. We are not even halfway through.
I then have Powerless by Elsie Silver, and this, oh God, this is the Chestnut Springs series. This is the 3rd book in the series, and I'm so excited for this book. I'm like, I know this is gonna be on my next month's TBR. Hands down, I need to read this right now. You know what I mean? Jasper and Sloane. I know that Sloane is like getting married, and Jasper says, absolutely not, girly pop. We are actually the ones in love. Me and you, we've been best friends for forever, and you're in love with me, and I'm in love with you. Leave that man. And this is gonna be 5 stars. 1000% this is gonna be 5 stars. Jasper and all the other books is like the grumpiest grump of them all. Oh, he's a hockey player. She is, I think, a dancer. I mean, there's a little dancer on the thing, and then like point shoes. And I used to be a dancer growing up, so dancers always just like, I love reading about them, you know? Yeah, this is gonna be 5 stars. And another one that I just know it's gonna be 5 stars. This is Hail Mary by Candy Steiner. I'm actually currently reading Quarterback Sneak by her, which is the 3rd book in the Red Rivals series, or the Red Zone Rivals series. The Red Zone Rivals series. This is the 4th book, and this one is about Leo and I just met her. It's the roommate. Leo and Mary is a mid-size, plus-size fucking queen who has like tattoos, and she's this badass. I've literally only read about her like 2 times, but I've seen fan art about this, and I've seen just like so much about how Leo is like on his knees for this woman, and oh God, I'm so excited for this book. I know it's gonna be 5 stars. This book is Sweet Captivity by Julia Skies. I was also sent this by the author. So it's in first person, but I don't get dual POV, and you know I love me a good dual POV. So I think I'm gonna say like a 3.5 star. Could be more though. Okay, we'll do this entire series. I don't know what this series is. Shadow and Bone trilogy, which I've heard both amazing and not amazing things about. So I'm kind of hoping as a whole, this series is gonna be like a 4-star, but I feel like it'll be like a 3, a 3.5, and a 5-star. But I really just kind of want to read these 3, which I know people don't say that you don't have to, but I really want to read these 3 so that I can get to Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which I think are going to be amazing. I then have The Maidens by Alex Michaelides, however you say his last name. This is the guy who wrote The Silent Patient. Now, I don't know anything about this, but because I loved The Silent Patient, I just had to pick up another one of his novels. I think this is a thriller as well. I could be very wrong. Oh, okay. Edward Fosca is a murderer. 4 stars. I then have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I think this is about, it's a thriller about like a hotel, a house, a haunted hotel. I don't know. This has also been on my TBR for a very, very long time, like going on close to a year. I don't know why I haven't picked it up, but I have not picked it up. Hell if I know, guys. What did I say? I'm gonna say 3.25 stars. Prove me wrong, but I think it's 3.25. I actually just bought Circe by Madeline Miller like last month, maybe 2 months ago. This is by the same author who wrote The Song of Achilles, which I rated 5 stars and thought was absolutely beautiful and perfect and amazing and wonderful and heartbreaking. And I don't really know the story of Circe. This is a Greek mythology retelling. I'm like 87% sure, but I am very excited to read this one. I do think that this is going to be like a 4.75 star though. I'm not going to say that it's going to be like A Song of Achilles because that one was 5 stars, but I also knew the story of Achilles, you know what I mean? So this one I don't know, so I don't know if I'll be able to follow along as well. So yeah, 4.5, 4.75 stars. I then have Zodiac Academy, The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. I'm so scared to get into the series because it's massive. This is so, these books get big. Besties, they get big, and I'm very scared to get into this universe. But I've also heard the most amazing things about it. Actually, I've heard that it's like not a good book. It's like vibes, but no plot. So if the vibes are good, I think this is gonna be 3.5 star. Next, I have Anastasia by Sophie Lark. This is an Anastasia retelling, and let me tell you, I don't know anything about Anastasia. But this book is ridiculous. It's so big. It's kind of floppy though, which is nice. I'm terrified to read this because it's so big. And Sarah Caroli just read this in her like reading fantasy for a week video, and she said it like wasn't her favorite, and I'm so scared to read a Sophie Lark book that I don't like. So I'm scared to read it, but also I don't know guys, I don't know. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 4 star because if I read this entire book and it's not a 4 star, I'll cry because that's a lot of time to put into a book that is not high starred, you know? So we're gonna say 4 stars. Hopefully. Next, I have The Chase and the Play by Elle Kennedy. These are a part of her Briar U series. I think this is the first one, and this is like the 4th in the series, maybe the 3rd. I'm not really sure. I absolutely loved The Deal. What are those? What is that? The Off-Campus series, which is on Briar University's campus. It was like hockey romances. Amazing, perfect, beautiful. I loved every second of it. And this is, I think, like a spin-off series of it. It's still in the same world. So I do think that I'm going to really like them. Like, I still think I'm going to give the series at least like a 4.5 star. I know that I'm not going to love it as much as I loved Off-Campus, but I still do have high hopes for these books. So I think The Chase, I'm going to say, is going to be a 4 star, and the play maybe like a 3.5 star. I then have The Bully by Sophie Lark. My brother got me this for Christmas last year. This is a part of her Kingmakers, right? Yeah, this is the Kingmakers series. This is the third in the series. I don't know why he bought me the third in the series. We don't ask questions. I do think that this is going to be better than the Brutal Birthright series. I don't know why it's giving that for me. It just kind of is. Because I think this one came after the Brutal Birthright, which means that she just grew as an author kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I am going to say that this one's going to be a 4-star though, just because it's called The Bully. And again, I don't know that I've read a bully romance, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about a bully romance. So I then have Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This will be my first Kennedy Ryan book ever, and I've heard such amazing things about her writing and her stories. I do know that this one is a romance, the basketball romance, obviously, and I have heard that these have triggers in them, so they're kind of sad, which I do love a good romance that'll make me sob, you know? So I do kind of think that this one's gonna be at least a 4.75, but maybe even a 5-star. But it is basketball, and I know earlier I was like, oh, basketball, I'm gonna rate that lower, but I don't know, something about this one, just look at the cover. Are you kidding? They're little cutie pies. I then have The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. Is that who it is? It's like cut off by this dumbass sticker that I haven't taken off. This is about twins who I'm gonna read the back of it. I think this one's gonna be a 5 stars when and if I ever pick it up.
Okay, so the Vignes? I'm gonna say Vignes. The Vignes sisters will always be identical, but after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16, it's not just the shape of their daily lives that is different as adults, it's everything, including their racial identities. Many years later, one sister lives with her black daughter in the same southern town she once tried to escape. Across the country, the other secretly passes for white, and her white husband knows nothing of her past. Still, although separated by so many miles and just as many lies, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen when their own daughter's storylines intersect? Weaving together multiple strands and generations from the deep south to California from the 1950s to the 1990s, The Vanishing Half is at once a riveting emotional family story and a brilliant exploration of race, gender, and identity and the lasting influence of the past as it shapes a person's desires and expectations.
I 100% think that this is going to be 5 stars, and I cannot wait to read it. I have Hello Heathens next by Nicole Fiorina, and I think that if I gave this anything less than 5 stars, Kylie, who is one of my besties who recommended this book to me, would slaughter me. So I think this one's gonna be 5 stars. It's about witches, which I have started to love reading about witches a lot more, and yeah, I don't really know anything about it other than the fact that it's witchy and I should read it in like October-ish. So that is when I'm going to read it, even though yes, I know that's a long time from now. I have 4 more stacks left. Next we have Too Hard to Forget by Tessa Bailey. This is a part of her Romancing the Clarkson series that I've been reading this year, and again, I mean, if you're new here then you wouldn't know, but one of my goals this year is to finish all of the series that I've started. So since I've started the series, I want to finish it. This is the 3rd book in the series. This one follows the younger sister Peggy and her relationship with someone that we don't know yet. I'm pretty sure it's a like the one that got away type of thing. I really don't know. I haven't given anything in the series more than a 3.5 star, and I think this one's going to be the same. So I'm gonna stick with a nice 3.5 star. They're cute rom-coms that go really quickly. So I have liked them, but they just haven't been like over the top wow like her It Happened One Summer book, you know what I mean? So yeah, 3.5. Next is Not a Happy Family by Cherie LaPena. I only bought this because it is constantly on my YouTube previews for Book of the Month. I don't know anything about it. It's a thriller, and they're not a happy family. And because it's a thriller, I'm gonna say a 4 star. The Dating Playbook by Farah Rochan? But it says 2 best friends, 1 fake boyfriend, so it's fake dating. We all know how I feel about fake dating. So 4 stars. I was sent this beautiful book. I mean, holy shit, the cover, right? This is by A.L. Jackson called Promise Me Always. I think when I read it, it was like the 4th in a series. So, and I haven't read any of the other books in the series. I was just sent this one. Oh yeah, it's the 4th book in the Redemption Hills series. I should know better than to let Tessa my number 2. Pretend to be my fiance. Pretend to be my fiance! Oh my god! What is with all this fake dating or fake romance? I should do a video where all I read is like my favorite trope, which is fake dating, fake romance. I'm doing that. That's gonna be the best week of my entire life, and this is gonna be on it. So again, because it's fake marriage, I'm gonna say 4.25 because I mean the cover is perfect. I then have Forever Never by Lucy Score. This is the original cover. The new cover is beautiful, but because I already have this one and I haven't read it yet, I'm not gonna buy the new cover until I know I love it. You know what I mean? Lucy Score is an angel. I love everything that she writes, okay? I do. But this book is in first person. Third person. This book is in third person, and third person always just doesn't hit. It doesn't hit the same, okay? So I am going to say that this one's going to be a 3.75 star. I was also sent Golden Locks by Alta Hensley by the author. Now this one, I can't believe I haven't read this one yet because this is a Goldilocks retelling, like a Why Choose. Does that not sound fabulous? So I think this one's gonna be a 4 star because it does feel like, I feel like most Why Chooses are very spice, no plot, which is fine. So I'm gonna say a 4 star for this one. Look into this. You want me to read the back for you? Okay. She trespassed into our world, innocent and vulnerable. She doesn't belong here, but that won't stop us from claiming her. I'm blushing reading this. We will lock her away at our mountain cabin hidden deep in the forest. Oh no, that's giving credence. Oh no. I can't keep reading it. Now I'm gonna, when I pick up that book, I'm only gonna think of Credence. Oh god. After that, I now have Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is a part of the Truly Devious world, but I don't think it's part of that series. Could be very, very much wrong. Yeah, so amateur sleuth Stevie Bell needs a good murder. After solving the now famous Truly Devious case at her high school, she's back at home for a normal, that means boring summer. This is like a YA detective murder mystery type of book, and I have really been liking the Truly Devious series. I still have the 3rd one to read. It's actually on my TBR for this month. I just haven't gotten to it yet, and honestly, the books just keep getting better and better as the series goes and as Stevie grows. So by grows, I mean gets older. So I think this one is going to be like a 4.25, 4.5 star. All right, back into our series mode. We have Savage Bonds and Blood Bonds by Jay Breed. This is a part of the Bonds That Tie series. This is the 2nd and the 3rd book. I actually just read the first one. No, I didn't. I didn't just read the first one. I read the first one a long time ago, but I could not for the life of you tell you what. I could not for the life of me tell you where it is on my bookshelves or what it's called. Broken Bonds. I liked Broken Bonds. I think I gave it a 3 or 3.5 stars, and I've heard people raving about the series. So when I read the first one, I was just kind of like meh about it, but I do have high hopes that it's going to get better. I still think that the 2nd one isn't going to be the most amazing thing ever, so I'm gonna say that this one is probably gonna be like a 3.75 star, but I feel like once we get into this 3rd book, it's going to be over the top fantastic, and it's gonna be like a 4.5 stars. Like I really think it's gonna jump between these 2 books. And then I have this series, which I've had for a very long time as well. I don't really know what order these go in or what series it's called. I'm gonna say it's And I Darken, Now I Rise, Bright We Burn. That sounds right to me. This is a YA, I believe, fantasy. If I ever get to it, that'll be fabulous. If I give it back to my used bookstore where I found it at, that will also be perfectly okay because someone is going to love it. I do think that the series as a whole is going to be like a 3.75, maybe almost a 4. I think we're gonna start off, I don't know, because I do love a YA fantasy. I don't know, but I mean, can we just talk about the covers? They're so freaking beautiful. I don't know how I feel about like each one because I really don't know which one comes first, so I can't even guess like which way it'll get better or however. But I do think that the series as a whole is going to be like a 3.75 4-star. And then I have, sticking with my YA fantasy, I guess, we have Kingdom of the Cursed by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the second book in the, is it Kingdom of the Wicked series? Is it called the Kingdom of the Wicked series? SOS. Someone freaking tell me. I don't know what the series is called. Okay, I'm sorry. But this one I absolutely loved when I read it during my Reading Fantasy for a Week series. I wanted to automatically jump into this one. This is about witches and the princes of hell, and we meet Prince Wrath and Amelia, and I just think it's going to get so much better. I cannot wait to see this romance bloom and blossom and become amazing and tragic and beautiful. I'm so excited. So I do think this one's gonna be like a 4.5 star. I do have the highest hopes for Kingdom of the Feared, which I don't have yet because it's only in hardcover. I do think that that one's gonna be a 5 star, but for now this one is probably just gonna be like a 4.5 star. But I'm very excited for it. Oh my god, I cannot wait until Wrath is like, that's my woman, you know? He hasn't done that yet. Okay, one more stack of paperbacks and then 2 stacks of hardcovers. I've been already recording for an hour. Want to do a speed round? Let's do a speed round really quickly. We have Learn My Lesson and Queen Takes Rose, both by Katie Robert. These are fairy tale retellings, but make them spicy, make them short. I think they're both going to be a 3.5 star. From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I think this one is going to be a 4 stars. I friggin' hope it is because it is massive. I also didn't know that the series was so big. But yeah, I'm hoping that this one's gonna be a 4.5 star. I have heard that it's a lot of spice, no plot, but it's fine. I have A Cruel Engagement by Tijan, maybe. I was sent this by the author. I'm sorry, don't know how to pronounce her last name. But it is a forced marriage, so 4 stars. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I think this one's gonna be a 3.5 star. But I hope it proves me wrong. The Nose Show by Beth O'Leary. I think this is going to be a 5 stars and a really cute rom-com. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I am absolutely terrified to read this, but I do think it's going to be a 4.25 star. I don't know if it's a high school romance or not. I need someone to tell me, please, before I pick it up. Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls. This is a thriller. It seems sad. But I do think I'm going to give it like a 3.75 star. Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. This is a thriller, so I'm gonna stick with like, actually I think I'm gonna give this one a 4.25 star because I have heard a lot about it and it's past present timeline, so I think it's gonna be good. The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I've heard amazing things about this book, but I am gonna say it's gonna be like a 4.75 star. Tell Me Lies by Carola Levering. I don't even know how to feel about this book. I've heard that it's kind of like Magnolia Parks, like where the main character is like destined to fall in love, but like it's very a tragic kind of love type of thing. It is college, it's not high school, so that's good. I'm gonna say 3.75. Beautiful Stranger, Beautiful Bastard, both by Christina Lauren. I think this is the first in the series, and then this might be second or third. I have no idea. But 4 stars, 4 stars. My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. Wait, I didn't know that's the guy who wrote Anxious People. It just said on here, this is the guy who wrote The Man Called Ove or whatever. A Man Called Ove. So I picked it up. This one's about a little girl who is giving letters to all of the people that her grandmother has like wronged in her life, I believe. I think it's gonna be sad, especially because it's about her grandma, and that shit makes me cry. So I think this is going to be like a 4.75 star. A Very Merry Bromance by Alyssa K. Adams. This one's gonna be a 4.75 star. Hopefully a 5, but I'm gonna say 4.75 because I know it's not in first person, and that always kills me. The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I think this one is going to be a 4 star, maybe even a 3.5. We'll see. This is my second Grady Hendrix book, and I hated the first one, so hopefully this one's better. Set on You by Amy Lee. This just looks super cute, so I'm gonna say 4 stars. Don't know anything about it. And All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This is gonna make me sob. I've heard it, I know it is. Okay, so 5 stars. And no, I haven't watched the Netflix film, but yeah, 5 stars. Whew. That was my speed round. Okay, and we are on all of my hardcovers now. So hopefully I can do these pretty quickly. All right, we have None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. This one is about two teenagers, serial killer survivor Emma Lewis and U.S. Marshal candidate Travis Bell are recruited by the FBI to interview convicted juvenile killers and provide insight on cold cases. 4.5 stars. The Gilded one, honestly, it's just beautiful. 4.5 stars. Don't know anything about it. The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. This is one of my 12 challenge books. It's a thriller. I'm gonna say 4 stars. I don't have the actual cover for this one, but this is Ellen Hilderbrand's The Hotel Nantucket. My boss said that I was going to love it, so we're gonna say 4.5 stars. I've actually never read an Ellen Hilderbrand book, so that's exciting. I'm probably gonna read it over summer though. This is The Dream Builders by Ondrilla. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. I don't know anything about this. I was actually sent this book by the Aardvark book club, but I do think that this one is going to be a 4.25 star. I don't know, something about the cover. All of these covers are so beautiful. This is also from the Aardvark book club. This is The House in the Orchard by Elizabeth Brooks. Again, I don't know anything about it. Okay, so I think this is like a historical fiction, which I don't always do well with. So I'm gonna say 3.5 star. Meredith Alone by Claire Alexander. I'm gonna say 4 stars. And then have The Murder Rule by Dervla McTiernan. Where did I find this? Bought this at the used bookstore, so I bought it for a reason. First rule, make them like you. Second rule, make them need you. Third rule, make them pay. Ooh, 4.25. Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I actually started this book a long time ago, got like 40 pages in and put it down, but I'm pretty sure this is a Alice in Wonderland retelling, but about the Queen of Hearts. So I just love the cover of it, and I love retellings. So, but I do think I'm gonna give this a 3.5 star because I do remember being bored. I do want to eventually pick it up again. I just don't know when. So 3.5 stars. Six of Crows I think is going to be a 4.5 star. And I think Crooked Kingdom, which I do not have, is going to be 5 stars. And I think that I'm going to be obsessed with these 2 books. But that is just me. And then I have City of Bones, City of Glass, City of Ashes, which is, oh wait, okay, wait, that's backwards. I'm so sorry. City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass. This is a part of the Mortal Instruments series. I don't know if there's more, honestly. I think I watched City of Bones when it first came out when I was in I don't know, high school, middle school. I don't know when it came out. And I remember liking it. I've seen some people rereading it or reading it for the first time and they said it was really good. So I think this is going to be maybe 4, 4.25, 4.5. Maybe. All right, we have How to Turn Into a Bird by Maria Jose Ferrata. This is an Aardvark book club pick as well. I think this one is going to be a 3 star, maybe 3.5 star. For Her Consideration by Amy Spalding. I think this one is going to be a 4.5 star. I don't know. It looks freaking adorable, okay? The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This is going to be 5 stars. I know it's going to be 5 stars, and I know I'm going to be then obsessed with Catherine Center, just like Beth Saul Booked is. I think she read this one and now she's on a Catherine Center binge right now, and I feel like I'm going to be the exact same way. So this is definitely going to be 5 stars. I have The Invisible Life by Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I think, okay, so I have 2 very different feelings about this book. It's either going to be a 3 star, it's going to be a 5 star, and I will never ever stop talking about it. And I don't know which way I want to go, honestly. So we're just gonna say either a 3 or a 5, no in between. The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. This has also been sitting on my TBR for the longest time. I'm gonna say 3.5 stars. Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. You guys know I love me some Alice Feeney. I love this lady. I love her so much. So I'm gonna say 4.25. I have Ninth House and Hellbent by Lee Bardugo. I think these are both going to be 5 stars. I don't know why, they give off that vibe for me. even though these actually kind of terrify me. The Dark Lake by Sarah Gray. This is a book of the month book, but I've never done book of the month. I bought this from a used bookstore, and I think this one is going to be 3.5 stars. The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. I'm gonna say, again, found it at a used bookstore. I don't have book of the month. Somebody posted a review on this on Instagram and said that there was Iron Man. Like they talk about Iron Man in this book, and Iron Man is my favorite human in this entire world. So 4.5 stars. Faithful by Alice Hoffman. I've heard good things about this book, but I don't think I'm going to absolutely love it. So I'm gonna say 3.75 stars. Firekeeper's Daughter, 4.5 for sure. I mean, just the cover alone, perfect. And the last book is Ithaca by Claire North. I believe this is a Greek retelling, and I think I'm gonna give this one like a 3.75 star. Okay, I know that I said that I was done, but I just looked over at my YA like fantasy books, and I have some that I'm not done with, so let me just bring those over. Okay, the first two on my YA shelf that I have not read yet is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I think these are both going to be 5 stars. I'm currently reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I'm about 130 pages in, and I'm just so happy that the books are getting better as the kids grow up, and I'm loving them. I will say though that I am not mentally prepared for the deaths that I'm going to read about that TikTok ruined for me. Okay, and these are officially out, the last two, and that is Imagine Me and Defy Me by Tahara Mafi. These are the last 2 books in the Shatter Me series, and I think that they are both going to be 5 stars, even though I did not like the 4th book in the series. Like, I didn't like the way that the plot completely changed. I kind of hated it, actually. I think I gave it like a 3.5 star, but I do think that these next 2 books are going to completely redeem themselves. I think I'm going to absolutely fall for the love of my life that's in this book, even more than I already love him. So I do think that these are both going to be 5 stars as well. Okay. And that's it. That's all the books on my TBR and what I think I'm going to rate them on my physical TBR and what I think I'm going to rate them. And that took absolutely way too long, and I'm going to literally hate editing this, but it's just gonna be a long video, and I just really hope that you guys liked it. Okay, I really do. It was so nice chatting with you guys today. It was so nice seeing what the heck I actually have on my TBR and what I think they're. I'm sorry, I'm like playing with the books in front of me, so if you heard those noises, that's what it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed talking to me and seeing what the heck I had on my TBR, because honestly, I mean, you forget about what's on your TBR once it's been there for so long, you know what I mean? So this was fun to like go through, see what I'm gonna rate them, see what I want to like put on my immediate like TBR, like what I want to absolutely read so soon, you know what I mean? This was fun, and I highly recommend that you do this to like your books. I hope you have an amazing day, night, week, month, year, and all of those things. I will see you in the next one. Oh, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are notified when I post my videos. I was gonna say that I like want to start posting more, but do not hold me to that, okay, besties? I love you. I will see you later. Goodbye, beautiful humans.